Thank you for coming. Today, we are here to announce the arrest of Vallis L. Slaughter, 39 years of age, from the 200 block of Fulton Avenue, Jersey City, New Jersey. Mr. Slaughter was arrested for homicide. This homicide occurred on Saturday, March 24th, 2012, in the early morning hours, 3 in the morning, to be more precise, at the West Reading Diner. And again, this case emanates from 2012, almost 12 years ago to the date. This took place when an 34-year-old Julio Torres, the victim, was shot and killed while seated inside his vehicle in the parking lot of the West Reading Diner. On May 9th, soon after this incident, a joint investigation was conducted by the West Reading Borough Police Department, the Berks County District Attorney's Office, Detective Unit, and the District Attorney's Major Crime Task Force. This initial investigation resulted in the arrest of Jermaine Case, 22 years of age, for his involvement in this shooting. And despite the arrest of Jermaine Case and his subsequent conviction for his involvement in this shooting, the person responsible for pulling the trigger and shooting Julio Torres was never identified. This investigation showed that just prior to the shooting, Case and an unknown shooter became involved in a verbal dispute with the victim in the parking lot of the West Reading Diner. And the video that you see here, those still pictures, were taken from the video from the West Reading Diner back in March of 2012. The victim was shot and killed, and there was no information uncovered that would indicate that Torres, the victim, knew the shooters. To date, we have never determined what the motive was for this shooting, other than some senseless dispute. During the investigation, surveillance footage was reviewed from the diner, and detectives observed that both Jermaine Case and the unidentified shooter were holding styrofoam cups, which you can depict in that picture there. And they were holding those styrofoam cups just prior to the shooting taking place. The cups were collected from the crime scene back in March of 2012 by the Berks County District Attorney's Office Forensic Unit, including a bitten-off piece from one of the cups. The cups and bitten piece were sent to the Pennsylvania State Police Forensic Crime Laboratory for DNA analysis. An unknown male DNA profile was developed from the bitten-off piece of the styrofoam cup. This DNA did not match any existing DNA which were found in our DNA databases that we have access to in the United States. That would be CODIS or any other DNA, any DNA database. So we were kind of left where we had DNA, but we could not match it to anyone. An additional DNA profile, which was linked to Jermaine Case, was found on the other styrofoam cup. This investigation continued for many years. The investigation revealed that the shooter may have been from New York City or northern Jersey area. He was merely visiting Reading the night of this crime, but without any additional information and tips, the identity of the shooter has remained unknown until recently. In 2023, as part of our cold case initiative launched by the Berks County District Attorney's Office, This investigation was reviewed and re-examined by Berks County detectives and the West Reading Borough Police Department. In 2012, a photograph of the alleged shooter was taken with a cellular phone by an alleged associate at a party sometime before this homicide. This photograph was extracted from the cellular phone and retained by investigators. This is that photo is depicted on the board as we speak. In November 2023, investigators utilized facial recognition software to assist in identifying the subject in the photo. As a result, investigators determined that Vallis Slaughter, originally from the Brooklyn, New York area, was the person likely depicted in this photograph. In December 2023, Slaughter was found to be residing with his mother in Jersey City, New Jersey. Surveillance was conducted at that Jersey City address by not only Berks County detectives, but we received assistance from authorities in Jersey City, New Jersey, which was very helpful to us. On February 9th, 2024, surveillance units observed Slaughter walking on the sidewalk in the 200 block of Fulton Avenue in Jersey City, New Jersey. Slaughter could be seen smoking a cigarette prior to entering his mother's residence. He discarded this cigarette onto the sidewalk. The cigarette butt, which was still smoldering, was then collected by detectives and sent to the Pennsylvania State Police Forensic Crime Laboratory for DNA analysis. This DNA was compared to the profile previously submitted from this investigation. That DNA profile was obtained from the styrofoam cup at the scene of the West Reading Diner back in March of 2012. In March of 2024, investigators were notified by the Pennsylvania State Police Forensic Crime Laboratory that the DNA extracted from the filter of the cigarette butt matched the DNA profile previously identified on the bitten piece of styrofoam cup that was collected from the crime scene. As a result, detectives from my office obtained, and the West Reading Police Department obtained an arrest warrant for the defendant. That arrest warrant was issued by Magisterial District Justice Eric Taylor. On Wednesday, March 20th, 2024, at approximately 6:15 a.m., the defendant was taken into custody by the Jersey City, New Jersey Police Department at his mother's residence in Jersey City, New Jersey. We received a lot of cooperation in this investigation from New Jersey authorities, specifically the Jersey City Police Department. We utilized their SWAT team on March 20th to assist with the arrest of this defendant, and we are at this time awaiting the defendant to be extradited here from New Jersey. The defendant, Vallis Slaughter, is awaiting extradition and is being held without bail in Hudson County Correctional Facility as we speak. Again, this suspect, Vallis Slaughter, was originally from Brooklyn. He is a suspect in a homicide in Brooklyn. We are aware of that. We worked with the NYPD during this investigation, and I just want to say again, a great job by my detective unit and the West Reading Borough Police Department in not putting this case to rest. This is one of those cases where We had DNA, and we really did a great job. Just having that DNA sample isn't enough, but we were able to utilize technology to obtain identify this individual. Then we have confirmed that identification with now DNA. So I just think, again, this is another example of the fact that we are not going to give up, and if we can continue to pursue justice for the victim, we will do so. And I think this was just a great job by all of those detectives and the police departments involved, including our friends in New Jersey who were very helpful during our pursuit of justice in this case. Any questions? Be happy to take them at this time.
Yeah. Did the argument start inside the diner, or was this all outside when this?
We know that there may have been somewhat of maybe somebody pushed by somebody in the diner, and then it escalated and continued outside, but to date, we've really never determined any reason. I've used the term senseless. This is another example of a senseless act of violence arising from a senseless dispute.
What was the I guess you would call him the co-defendant, or the Joe Main, who was?
Yes, he was a co-defendant. We always knew that he was not the shooter. He was convicted at trial of, I believe, conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, and I believe that he's presently serving a sentence in the State Correctional Institute. I'm not certain of that, though, as he may have been released, but I'm not certain of that right now.
Was he with Mr. Slaughter?
He was. He was with and was involved in the confrontation that occurred on the parking lot of the West Reading Diner back in March of 2012.
But he never said, I know who did it.
No, he did not tell us who did it. He never revealed the identity of this individual. I can't tell you that he knew the identity, but he never revealed the identity. I'm sure he did know, but he did not tell us. But despite that, we didn't give up, which I'm proud to say now have resulted in charges being brought against the individual who was, from all witnesses' versions of this and from the video evidence, was the shooter. Now the shooter, Vallis Slaughter, is in custody.
John, you had said at a previous cold case, a few months ago, I think, that a lot of times DNA can't solve some of these cases that are, that even Chief Turnelli has probably, in his previous role, had, there was many unsolved murders, but a lot of times DNA isn't necessarily going to solve those cases because someone's shot. But here's a case where, someone was shot, but they left.
They left a trace, and collecting those styrofoam cups, has now led to the identity of the shooter. And, what was depicted early on in the video that was obtained back in 2012 was video that they had styrofoam cups in their hands. And lo and behold, those styrofoam cups were then found in the parking lot. DNA is extracted from both styrofoam cups, and here we are. 12 years later, now we have the identity of the shooter. So, truth be told, there are a lot of cases that we don't obtain DNA evidence, but when we do, it's a valuable tool, which has become more valuable with the new technology that has become available to law enforcement and to the scientific world. So it's really opened a lot of doors to solve cold cases, and we're going to use that technology to bring justice for the victims.
In this case, you had the sort of a marriage of video, and
Yes,
DNA.
exactly. And frankly, it's great because we do have some video, and that video depicted those involved having those styrofoam cups. And wow, here it is. And then, it was excellent that we were able to secretly observe this individual in Jersey City. We knew from surveillance that he commonly went outside, smoked, and threw his butts on the ground. So we were there and caught him doing the same and picked up that cigarette butt, and lo and behold, the DNA matched. So I just think great job all around, and utilizing just technology and hard work to bring and make an arrest in this cold case homicide. Anything else? I want to thank you again for coming, and we're still looking. So this isn't the end. We're always looking for to solve cold case homicides, and we're not going to give up. Thank you.
Thank you.